Hello guys, welcome to NS Academy. So in this video, we are going to look at the objective problems of a BSTAT paper from Indian Statistical Institute entrance exam back from 2007. Before beginning with the video and the problems, just a reminder that the scholarship test is still on and the course is still going on. So if you want to apply for the scholarship test, so do apply it by the link. Just download the app, go to the content section of the courses in ISI CMI and you can attempt the test there, or you can simply subscribe to the course. It begins on 10th January. Let's get back to the problems. So we have this problem, right? F of x equals to 0 to root x e to the power minus u squared by x du, x greater than 0, f of 0 is 0. 4 graphs are given. You have to choose which of the graphs is a correct representation of this. To note this kind of problem, first of all, notice we have a variable right here. What does this tell us? With our experience in solving this kind of questions, we can say we need to use Leibniz rule. So f dash of x should be nothing but differentiation of root x, which is 1 by 2 root x into e to the power minus root x whole square by x, which is nothing but 1 by 2 root x into e to the power. This cancels off as e inverse. Now, since x is 0, x is greater than 0, obviously it has to be true. Then f dash x is greater than 0 as well. We understand it is an increasing function. Now, understand this. In order for this graph to work, we also see that f of x, this function, actually the tangent of this function, if you tend x to infinity, it goes to 0, which means that tangents cannot continuously keep increasing to infinity. Also, it is not a constant function, so a is out of the question. B is a function where it goes to infinity, right? It is out of the question. D is a function which denotes that there is a maximum at some point. So f double dash x also will give you some 1 by x to the power alpha into c, where alpha is greater than 0, and this can never be equal to 0, and therefore we can understand that since f dash x is never equal to 0, there must be no critical points, and thus there cannot be any maxima or minima as such. So this is also false, which leaves you with the only correct answer, option C. So I hope it was helpful how to investigate this kind of functions, right? So here we have another problem, and this is a very interesting one. An equals to this whole expression. We have to find the limit of this. First, we want to write this as log of an. So log of an should simply be, if you take log on everything, it will give you log of 1 plus 1 by n square plus log of 1 plus 2 square by n square whole into 2. And in a similar way, it will go up to n into log of 1 plus n square by n square. Correct? Now we can simply do this by writing it as a summation. R equals to 1 to n log of 1 plus r square by n square, right? And there is a into r, I think. Correct? There is a into r we have, since everything is getting multiplied with the r as well. And this is our summation. Now we want to find out log of a to the power minus 1 by n square. So if this is log n, then log of a to the power minus 1 by n square, this term is nothing but minus 1 by n square into log of an, which is this summation, r equals to 1 to n, and we can simply write this as minus. Now keep a 1 by n here, write log of 1 plus r square by n square into r by n. Now take the limit on both sides, limit on this side as well. You can see this has transformed into a Riemann integral, right? What is the answer? So the log of this infinity thing, the answer should, so if I simply write limit n tends to infinity a to the power minus 1 by n square, the answer is this basically is minus 0 to 1 x into log of 1 plus x square dx. Now if you substitute 1 plus x square dx as, let's say, t, then the limits become minus 1 to 2. X dx simply become I think dt by 2. So dt by 2 into ln of t. Now we know ln of t is t ln t minus that. So e to the power minus 1 by 2, and then you have t ln t minus t from 2 to 1. Let us calculate this, and this is our final answer. Put 2 here. This is 2 ln 2 minus 2, and then put 1 here. 1, this is 0, and this is minus 1, which is plus 1. E to the power minus half ln 4 minus 1, so half ln 4, and then minus 1 plus half would become plus half. and your final answer simply becomes, since this 1 by 2 goes here, so e to the power minus half ln 4 should be 4 to the power minus half, which is 1 by 2 into e to the power 1 by 2, which is your correct answer. And therefore we have completed the problem. We use the limit as a sum as well. So we have the last problem here, f of x equals to e to the power x into sine x, and we have the 10th derivative of f of x at the point x equals to 0. We have 4 options. In order to do this problem, we are going to use something known as Leibniz's rule of nth differentiation. This basically tells you these are two different functions, right? And we want to find out the nth differentiation of x. This would be similarly done in a binomial-like formula. So I will simply write r equals to 0 to n, and I will simply write it like this. So let this function e to the power x be g of x, and let this function be h of x. So I will simply write NCR g n minus rx and h rx, where this exponents do not mean exponents as in the first one. These rather mean that they are differentiations. Now we know that the differentiation of e to the power x any number of times is itself, so r equals to 0 to n NCR, and this would be e to the power x, and again differentiation of this r times would mean sine of x plus r pi by 2. Okay, now doing it 10 times and then putting the value 0. So therefore f10 of 0 should be equals to r equals to 0 to 10 NCR, so basically 10 CR, right? E to the power 0 into sine of r pi by 2. Therefore we understand that sine of r pi by 2, this oscillates like this. For different values of r, it will produce different result. So for r equals to 0, it will produce 0. Then for r equals to 1, 1. Then r equals to 2, it is 0. Then it is minus 1. Then it is 0, and it goes on. Now we see that since this pattern follows, we would simply have terms like 10c1. So 0, 1, 2 is 0. Then minus 10c3. Then again you will have terms like plus. So again 4 would be 0, and then it would be a plus, right? 10c5 and so on. Right, at the end I think 1 is positive, 3 is negative, 5 is positive, then 7 is negative, so we can actually write it down, and then 9 is positive. This is what you're going to do, and this is going to be 32. If you calculate it, this is going to be 32. So this is going to be our final answers, and option D is correct. So I hope you enjoyed the problems. So these problems are very useful for J Advanced, for ISI CMI of course, and also for Olympiads. So if you have any more queries, let me know in the comment section and the description. Please check it. There are links which are important, like the app link where you can download and you can access all the courses. You can also contact me within the app itself. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe.